Hi, welcome to African Folktale Headquarters. Today, I bring you a powerful and emotional story that will touch your heart and keep you in suspense till the very end. This is a story of love, betrayal, greed, and unexpected justice. A young man was given only 3 days to live while he was still struggling to breathe on the hospital bed. The people he trusted the most were already planning his funeral. What happened next left everyone speechless.
Gloria lived in a small, quiet village surrounded by trees and red earth. She had lived there almost all her life with her grandmother. Her parents had died when she was very young, so her grandmother became everything to her. She was her mother, her teacher, and her best friend. Gloria's grandmother was not an ordinary old woman. People in the village called her Mama Coma. She was known as a healer. When people were sick and doctors could not help them, they came to Mama Coma. She used herbs, roots, leaves, and special water from a place called the Streams of Coma. Many people said the streams were blessed. The water could heal deadly diseases and illnesses that people believed could never be cured. As a child, Gloria followed her grandmother everywhere. She watched her mix herbs carefully. She watched her boil leaves and speak softly to sick people. Mama Coma always worked calmly and patiently. She never rushed. She never shouted. She always believed that healing worked best when the heart was kind. When Gloria grew older, her grandmother began to teach her properly. She showed her which leaves were good for fever and which roots helped pain. She taught her how to collect herbs early in the morning when the sun was still gentle. She also taught her about the streams of Coma. They would walk together to the streams in silence. Mama Coma would scoop the water carefully and remind Gloria never to waste it. "This water is not for pride," her grandmother would say. "It is for saving lives." Gloria listened carefully. She learned that healing was not magic, it was responsibility. She learned that not everyone needed to know what she knew. Some things were meant to be kept safe. Even though Gloria was young, people trusted her. When her grandmother was tired, Gloria helped give herbs to the sick. She cleaned wounds and brought water. The villagers began to see her as Mama Coma's shadow. Life was simple in the village. Gloria woke early, fetched water, cooked food, and helped her grandmother. At night, they sat outside and talked. Her grandmother told her stories about kindness, patience, and courage. Gloria loved those nights the most. As the years passed, Mama Coma grew weaker. Her steps became slower. Her hands shook sometimes. Gloria noticed but said nothing. She only helped more. She cooked more. She stayed closer. One evening, as they sat together, her grandmother held Gloria's hand tightly. "Remember everything I taught you," she said softly. Gloria nodded, her heart heavy, though she did not know why. She did not know then that her life was about to change forever. Mama Coma died quietly one early morning, just as the sun was beginning to rise. Gloria was sitting beside her when it happened. Her grandmother's breathing became slow, then soft, and then it stopped. There was no pain on her face. She looked peaceful, as if she had simply fallen asleep. Gloria held her grandmother's hand for a long time. She did not cry at first. She felt empty, like something very important had been taken from her. When the villagers heard the news, they came to the house in silence. Some cried openly, others shook their heads in sadness. Mama Coma had helped many people, and her death touched the whole village. The elders arranged her burial the same day, according to village custom. Gloria watched as they wrapped her grandmother's body in clean white cloth. She followed quietly as they carried her to her resting place. When the burial was over, Gloria finally cried. She cried until her chest hurt. She cried because she was alone. After the burial, the village felt different. The house felt too quiet. Gloria walked from room to room, touching her grandmother's things. She sat on her mat and remembered her voice, her smile, and her gentle hands. She knew she could not stay in the village forever. There was nothing left to keep her there. That evening, Gloria walked alone to the streams of Coma. The water flowed calmly, just as it always had. She knelt beside it and remembered all the lessons her grandmother had taught her. Carefully, she filled a small bottle with the stream water. She held it tightly. "This is not for pride," she whispered, repeating her grandmother's words. The next morning, Gloria packed a small bag. She put in a few clothes, her grandmother's old scarf, and the bottle of healing water. The elders spoke to her and gave her their blessings. They told her to be careful in the city. Gloria nodded, though fear filled her heart. She had never been to the city before. She only heard stories about it. People said it was big, noisy, and confusing. Still, she knew she had no choice. She wanted a new beginning. She wanted to survive. The journey was long and tiring. Gloria sat quietly in the bus, watching the village disappear behind her. Trees turned into tall buildings. Red earth turned into gray roads. Everything felt strange. When the bus finally stopped, Gloria stepped down into the city. The noise shocked her. Cars honked. People rushed past her without looking. She felt small and lost. She held her bag close and whispered a short prayer. She did not know where to go or what to do next. All she knew was that her old life was gone, and a new, unknown journey had begun. The city did not wait for Gloria. People moved quickly, speaking loudly, laughing, and pushing past her. She stood near the bus stop, holding her small bag tightly. Buildings rose high around her. Roads crossed each other like tangled lines. She felt confused and afraid. Gloria tried to ask for directions, but many people ignored her. Some looked at her village clothes and walked away. She walked for a long time under the hot sun. Her legs hurt. Her stomach growled. She did not know where she was going anymore. At one point, she sat on the side of the road and rested her head in her hands. Tears filled her eyes. She missed her grandmother badly. In the village, she always knew where she was. Here, everything looked the same. Just then, a black car slowed down and stopped nearby. A man stepped out. He was tall and neatly dressed. His face looked kind, not proud. He walked toward Gloria slowly. "Are you lost?" he asked gently. Gloria looked up, surprised. She nodded. Her voice shook as she spoke. "Yes, sir. I don't know this place." The man smiled. "My name is George. Where are you going?" Gloria told him the address she had written on a small paper. She explained that she was new in the city and had just arrived. Mr. George listened carefully without interrupting. "That place is far from here," he said. "You can't walk there." He opened his car door. "Let me give you a ride." Gloria hesitated. Her grandmother had always warned her to be careful. But something about Mr. George felt safe. She thanked him and entered the car. As they drove, Gloria watched the city through the window. Mr. George drove calmly. He asked simple questions about her life. She told him she had come from a village and had lost her grandmother. She did not talk about healing or the streams of coma. "I'm sorry about your grandmother," Mr. George said kindly. "Starting over is not easy." When they reached her destination, Mr. George stopped the car. He reached into his pocket and gave Gloria some money. "This should help you for now," he said. "Use it wisely." Gloria was shocked. "Thank you, sir. I will never forget this." Mr. George smiled. "One day, you will help someone else." They said goodbye. Mr. George drove away, not knowing how important that moment would become. Gloria stood there for a while, watching the car disappear. Her heart felt lighter. For the first time since arriving in the city, she felt hope. She did not know then that the man who helped her that day would one day need her help even more. Gloria found a small room to rent in a busy part of the city. It was not much, but it was clean and safe. She unpacked her few belongings and placed the small bottle of water from the streams of coma carefully on a shelf. She looked at it often and remembered her grandmother's words. "This water is for saving lives, not for pride." Finding work was not easy. She went from building to building, asking for jobs, but many people turned her away. Most said she was too young, too inexperienced, or simply didn't fit in. Gloria did not give up. She remembered her grandmother's lessons about patience and courage. After several days, Gloria found a job as a cleaner in a large hospital. It was not glamorous, and the pay was small, but it was honest work. She cleaned floors, washed dishes, and carried supplies. Some of the nurses and doctors were kind, while others were busy and did not notice her. Gloria stayed quiet, focused on her work, and never complained. Every morning, Gloria woke before the sun. She cooked simple meals and packed them for her day. She kept her room tidy and always put the healing water in the same spot. She would sometimes take it out and look at it, feeling comforted. Life in the city was different from the village. There was no peace like the streams, no quiet nights with stars, no grandmother's voice to guide her. People were in a hurry, always talking about money, work, or business. Gloria felt small sometimes, like she did not belong. But she reminded herself, "I am strong." I have my grandmother's knowledge. I will survive. At the hospital, Gloria kept to herself. She did not tell anyone about the healing herbs she learned to use, not even the water from the streams of coma. She knew that people would not understand. She kept her grandmother's lessons in her heart. Despite the hard work, Gloria began to notice small joys. She met patients who smiled at her when she helped them clean. Sometimes she gave water to thirsty visitors or wiped a child's tears. Even small acts of kindness reminded her of her grandmother. One evening, as Gloria finished cleaning, she looked out the window at the city lights. They sparkled like stars, but they felt different, too bright, too loud. She missed the quiet green village, the streams, and her grandmother's voice. Yet she knew she had a purpose here too. Gloria whispered a promise to herself. I will not forget my grandmother. I will use what she taught me when the time comes. I will help those in need. She did not know when that time would come, but deep inside, she felt it would be soon. Something was waiting for her in the city, something big that would change her life forever. For now, she cleaned, worked hard, and kept her secret safe, hoping one day she could make a difference, just like her grandmother had. Months passed, and Gloria settled into her life in the city. She worked hard, kept her little room tidy, and kept the bottle of healing water safe. She never forgot the day Mr. George had helped her when she was lost. She often wondered how he was doing, but life in the city kept her busy. Then one day, the hospital where she worked became busy in a strange way. People were talking quietly in corners. Gloria noticed some nurses whispering and looking worried. She soon learned the reason. Mr. George, the same man who had helped her months ago, had been admitted to the hospital. He looked weak, almost unrecognizable. His skin was pale, his hands thin, and he struggled to breathe. Doctors moved around him quickly, giving instructions and checking machines. Gloria's heart jumped. She remembered the kindness he had shown her when she was lost and scared. He had given her hope, money, and comfort without expecting anything in return. The chief doctor later told the nurses that Mr. George had a terminal illness. He had only 3 days to live. Gloria felt a chill run through her body. 3 days. It was too soon. She wanted to rush to his side, but she was just a cleaner. She could not simply walk in and touch him. Meanwhile, the hospital staff noticed something else. Mr. George's family and girlfriend, Somi, were already preparing for his death. Gloria learned that Somi had been unfaithful. She had other lovers and was secretly happy about the news. She also overheard Mr. George's brother talking about the property and how quickly they could divide it once he died. Gloria's chest tightened. How could people be so cruel? She felt anger and sadness at the same time. Mr. George had been kind and generous, yet his own family and girlfriend were plotting behind his back. Even as she worked in the hospital quietly, Gloria could not stop thinking about him. She remembered the bottle of water from the streams of coma. She remembered her grandmother's words about healing. She had never used it on anyone seriously before, but she knew this water could save him if she acted. Gloria's mind raced. She knew the doctors would not allow her to give anything untested to a patient. She also knew she had to find a way to help him, even if it meant bending the rules. She thought about her grandmother's lessons, about courage and responsibility. That night, as she cleaned the hospital floors, Gloria whispered to herself, I will help him. I must help him. He helped me when I had no one. Now it is my turn. She did not yet know how she would do it. The danger was real. His family was plotting, the doctors would not approve, and time was running out. But Gloria had made her decision. She would not watch Mr. George die when there was a chance to save him. And deep inside, she knew that this day, this moment, would change both of their lives forever. Gloria watched from a distance as Mr. George lay in the hospital bed. He looked so weak that it was hard to believe he had once been full of energy and life. Machines beeped steadily, reminding everyone that his time was short. Gloria's heart ached, but what hurt even more was seeing the people around him. His girlfriend, Somi, sat at his bedside, pretending to cry, but Gloria could see through her act. Somi's eyes sometimes flickered toward her phone, where she whispered to someone. It was clear she was not worried about Mr. George's health. She only wanted him gone. Gloria felt a wave of anger but pushed it down. She could not act yet. His family members were even worse. They spoke in low voices about the property, the companies, and how fast they could divide his wealth once he passed. They did not sit at his side or ask if he was comfortable. They did not seem to care about his pain. Gloria felt sick watching them. Gloria remembered how Mr. George had helped her when she was lost in the city. He had given her hope, money, and guidance without expecting anything in return. And now, the people closest to him wanted him dead, so they could take advantage. She clutched the small bottle of streams of coma water tightly in her pocket. She had kept it safe all this time, and now she knew why. The nurses came in and out of the room. Some were kind and tried to comfort Mr. George. Others were too busy to notice. Gloria stayed in the shadows, cleaning quietly, watching. She wanted to run to him, to tell him she could help, but she also knew she had to be careful. One day she gathered courage and approached Somi and Mr. George's brother. She spoke clearly and calmly. "I can help him," she said. "There is a way to heal him. It will take courage, but I can save his life." Somi's face turned pale, and Mr. George's brother's eyes widened in shock. Gloria did not stop. "Please, I only want to help him. He helped me once. Now it is my turn to help him." But instead of listening, they became angry. Somi's face twisted in anger. "Who do you think you are?" she shouted. "We do not need your tricks. Stay away from him." His brother added, "You are interfering. If the doctors knew, you could be fired or worse. Go away." Gloria's heart sank. They did not care about Mr. George. They only cared about themselves. She left the room quietly, hiding the tears that wanted to fall. That night, she sat in her small room, thinking about what to do next. Mr. George had only a day left if things continued as they were. She could not let greed and betrayal decide his fate. She had to find a way to help him, even if it meant risking everything. Gloria held the bottle tightly and whispered, "I will save you. I promise. You helped me once. Now it is my turn." Her resolve was strong. She had a plan forming in her mind, though it was dangerous. One thing was certain. She would not let anyone take his life before she tried. The city outside was loud and busy, but Gloria felt calm in her determination. She knew what she had to do. Time was short, and the moment to act was near. The hospital was quiet that evening. Most visitors had left, and only a few nurses moved quietly through the halls. Gloria was finishing her cleaning duties when she passed by Mr. George's ward. She froze. There he was, lying in the hospital bed, weaker than she had imagined. His skin looked pale, and his chest rose and fell slowly. Machines beeped softly beside him, reminding everyone that his life was fragile. Gloria's heart skipped a beat. She remembered the day he had helped her in the city when she was lost and scared. Now it was her turn to help him. Gloria stood quietly, watching him. He was surrounded by family and Somi, but no one really cared for him. They were whispering, checking their phones, and planning their future without him. Gloria felt a wave of sadness and anger. She could not understand how people could be so cruel. Her eyes fell on the small bottle of water from the streams of coma, hidden safely in her bag. Her grandmother had told her that the water could heal deadly illnesses. Gloria knew it could work for Mr. George. She also knew that doctors would never allow her to give him anything. She could not just walk up to his bed and pour it in. The hospital rules were strict, and anyone who disobeyed could be fired, or worse. Still, Gloria could not ignore him. She remembered how he had helped her without expecting anything in return. He had given her money, guidance, and kindness when she had no one. Now it was her turn to repay that kindness. She clenched her fists, feeling determination rise inside her. Gloria decided she needed a plan. She had to get close to Mr. George without alerting his family or the doctors. She knew that they would not allow her to help him. Somi and his brother were greedy and selfish, only thinking about the inheritance. She could not trust them. For a moment, Gloria thought about leaving and returning later, but she could not. Mr. George did not have much time left. Every second counted. She whispered softly to herself, "I will save you, just like my grandmother taught me." That night, after her shift ended, Gloria sat in her small room. She studied the bottle of healing water, examining it as if it held all the answers. She remembered her grandmother's words, "Healing is responsibility. Healing is courage." She knew that if she wanted to save him, she would have to be brave and clever. Gloria made a decision. She would sneak back into the hospital. She would find a way to give Mr. George the water and help him recover. She could not wait for permission. The situation was urgent. As she drifted off to sleep that night, Gloria felt both fear and hope. The city outside was loud, but she felt calm in her heart. She had a plan forming in her mind. One thing was certain, she could not fail. Mr. George had once been her guide, and now it was her turn to guide him back to life. The next day, Gloria would take her first step toward saving him, no matter what it took. The next morning, Gloria felt a heavy weight in her chest. She had made up her mind to help Mr. George, but she knew she needed information first. While cleaning the ward, she carefully watched his family and girlfriend. She noticed how selfish and uncaring they were, only concerned about money and property. Her heart ached. She finally gathered courage. When Somi and Mr. George's brother came to visit him, Gloria stepped forward. She spoke clearly and calmly. "I can help him," she said. "There is a way to heal him. I have knowledge from my grandmother. I have herbs and water that can save him. Please trust me. He helped me once. Now it's my turn to help him." Somi froze and glared at her. Mr. George's brother's face twisted in anger. "Who are you to speak to us like that?" he shouted. "We are the family. Leave this room." Gloria did not back down. "I only want to save his life. You are planning his death by focusing on property. Let me help him, please." Somi's face grew red with rage. "I will not let some stranger interfere. How dare you come here and ruin our plans?" she yelled. Before Gloria could respond, Somi and the brother went to report her to the chief doctor. They painted her as someone trying to interfere with hospital work, as if she were lying to patients. Gloria felt her heart sink. She had only tried to help. The chief doctor called her to his office. His face was serious. "Gloria, you have overstepped your boundaries. You cannot speak to patients' families about medical care. I have no choice but to terminate your employment immediately." Gloria's throat tightened. "But I can help him," she said, her voice shaking. "He is very sick. I know a way to save him." "I'm sorry," the doctor said firmly. "Rules are rules. You are fired." Gloria left the hospital that day with tears in her eyes. The streets of the city felt harsher than ever. People pushed past her, unaware of the storm inside her heart. She had tried to do good, but now she was powerless. That night, in her small room, Gloria sat on the floor, clutching the bottle of water from the streams of coma. She thought about Mr. George lying in the hospital bed, weak and helpless. She could not stop thinking about him. He had helped her when she had no one. She could not let greed and selfishness take his life. Gloria knew she had a choice. She could obey the rules and watch him die, or she could take a risk and save him. Her grandmother's voice echoed in her mind. "Healing is responsibility. Healing is courage." She made her decision. She would find a way to sneak back into the hospital. She would help Mr. George, no matter the danger. The thought of failing him was unbearable. That night, Gloria prepared. She thought about disguises, about timing, about how to reach him without being noticed. Her heart raced with fear, but also with determination. She whispered softly, holding the bottle close. "I will save you, Mr. George. I promise. I will not fail." The next day, Gloria would begin the most dangerous and important mission of her life. She had no idea how she would succeed, but she knew she could not turn back. Gloria spent the night planning carefully. She knew the hospital was full of security, doctors, and staff. She also knew that Mr. George's family would not allow her near him. If anyone saw her, she could be stopped or thrown out, but she could not wait. He had only one day left to live. Early the next morning, Gloria prepared her disguise. She wrapped herself in a full hijab from head to toe. She wore dark glasses to hide her face. She moved quietly, careful not to draw attention. Her small bag with the streams of coma water was hidden under her cloak. Every step she took, her heart beat faster. She whispered softly, "I will save him. Please guide me." At the hospital, the morning shift was busy. Gloria moved with purpose, keeping to the shadows. She avoided the nurses and doctors who might question her. When she reached Mr. George's ward, she saw him lying weakly on the bed, machines beeping softly around him. She held her breath. She opened her bag slowly and took out the bottle of water. She knelt beside his bed and whispered gently, "Mr. George, drink this. It will help you." At first he coughed and tried to resist, weak from illness. Gloria held his hand, speaking softly and encouragingly. "Trust me, you will be fine." Minutes passed, and slowly he drank the water. Gloria waited, tense and silent. Then she saw a change. His chest, which had been shallow, began to rise more steadily. His color improved and strength slowly returned to his hands. Mr. George coughed lightly, then tried to sit up. Gloria supported him, and a weak smile appeared on his face. Suddenly the door opened and 2 doctors walked in. They froze, surprised. He's awake?" one whispered. Gloria turned to them calmly. "Yes," she said softly, "but you must keep this quiet. His family is planning against him. If they knew he could survive, they would try to stop him." The doctors looked at her in shock, but could see that Mr. George was clearly better. One of them nodded slowly. "We will help you. We cannot let him die because of greed. We will pretend he is still sick if necessary." Gloria felt a small wave of relief. She looked at Mr. George, who was regaining his strength. He understood without her saying a word. Together they nodded. They had a plan. He would recover, but they would act as if nothing had changed until the right moment. Gloria knew the risk had been high. If anyone had discovered her, she could have lost her freedom or worse. But seeing Mr. George alive and strong made it all worth it. She whispered to him quietly, "You are safe now. You will live." Mr. George squeezed her hand weakly and nodded. For the first time in days, Gloria smiled genuinely. That day, in the quiet of the hospital ward, a secret healing had taken place. A life that was meant to end had been saved. And Gloria knew that soon justice would follow for the greedy family and the unfaithful girlfriend. But first, she had to keep him alive and protect their secret until the perfect moment came. The hardest part of their plan was only just beginning. The day of the funeral arrived. The hospital had told everyone that Mr. George had passed away. His family and girlfriend, Somi, were relieved, thinking they had won. The house was quiet, and invitations had been sent to friends and business associates. Gloria watched from a distance, hidden in the crowd, holding her breath. A large black Cybertruck rolled slowly up the driveway. The crowd murmured in surprise. Gloria's heart raced. She knew what was about to happen. The coffin stood in the center of the hall, covered with flowers. Mr. George's family whispered excitedly, imagining the inheritance and property. Somi smiled secretly, thinking her plan had succeeded. Suddenly, the doors of the Cybertruck opened. Gloria stepped out first, calm and composed, her hair covered as always. Behind her came Mr. George, alive and well. He was dressed neatly, looking strong and determined. Gasps filled the hall. People stepped back in shock. The coffin was opened. Everyone stared in disbelief. It was empty. The flowers were there, but Mr. George's body was not. The family froze. Somi's face turned pale. Mr. George's brother stumbled backward. They had not expected this. Mr. George's voice echoed through the hall, calm but firm. "I am alive," he said, "and I know everything you have done." Gloria stepped forward beside him. She held the bottle of streams of coma water in her hand. "I healed him," she said simply. "He is alive because I believed in saving lives, not greed." The crowd was silent. Shock and confusion spread like wildfire. Mr. George's family and Somi tried to speak, but he raised his hand. "Enough. You will not touch me again. You will not come near my house, my work, or me." The next day, Mr. George obtained a court order. His family and Somi were legally forbidden from approaching him. He cut off all ties, leaving behind the betrayal and greed that had surrounded him. Gloria was reinstated at the hospital, but this time it was different. The chief doctor offered her a new position, special healer. Her work was respected and her services were highly valued. People came from far and wide, seeking her help with serious illnesses. She never refused, always remembering her grandmother's lessons. Mr. George treated her as family. He trusted her completely, often seeking her advice and support. Gloria had never imagined that helping someone could bring such change to her life. She had stepped into the city as a small, lost girl, and now she was recognized as a healer, strong and courageous. Even the city felt different to her now. She had found her place, her purpose, and someone she could trust. Gloria and Mr. George worked together quietly, helping those in need and living peacefully. At night, Gloria often looked at the small bottle of water from the streams of coma. She smiled softly, thinking of her grandmother. She had honored her teachings and saved a life, and in doing so, she had found a new family, a new home, and a future full of hope. For Gloria, life in the city was no longer scary. It was a place where courage, kindness, and wisdom could change everything. and she knew that whatever challenges came next, she would be ready. The streams had saved a life, healed a heart, and brought justice where it was long overdue. And Gloria, the girl from the village, had become a hero in her own quiet way.
Dear viewers, what lesson did you take away from this dramatic tale? We'd love to hear from your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the story, give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and hit the subscriber button. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest updates. Thanks for watching and stay blessed.